Divisibility rules, or how to tell quickly if something is a factor. Our divisibility rules work for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. 7 and 8 do not have tricks. We're going to look at dividing by 3. The rule is the number is divisible by 2 and 3. In other words, 2 is a factor and 3 is a factor. We can look at an example in our table, which I recommend you have written down because this has all of your rules and several examples. 324 works. It is both even, and when we use our threes rules, add all, divide by 3, it works. 411 is not divisible by 6. 6 is not a factor. Let's look at some examples. When showing our work for divisibility rules, we have to write our rule out. So, is 306 divisible by 6? Our rule is 2 is a factor and 3 is a factor. What does that mean? Well, going back to our previous rule, 2 is a factor means ends in even, or your last number is even, and 3 is a factor means add all, then divide by 3. Let's show our work. First, we're going to check if 2 is a factor. 6 is even. So 2 is a factor. Add all, divide by 3. 3 plus 0 plus 6 equals 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. No remainder, no decimals. So 3 is a factor. If you have a nice chart, then it's really easy to look back at your 2. 2 was a factor, 3 was a factor, as these videos have shown. Then we get to write our statement or claim. 6 is a factor of 306. Let's look at another one. Is 21,457 divisible by 6? Well, our rule, I left it written out, is 2 is a factor, which means our last digit is even, and 3 is a factor. Add all the digits, divide by 3. So let's check. My last digit is 7. That is not even. So that means 2 is not a factor. Right now, we could say that 6 is not a factor of that number. But let's check 3. We look at all the digits and add them up, and we get 19. 19 is not divisible by 6. We get a remainder, or if we keep going, we will get a decimal. So then we can make our claim. 6 is not a factor of 21,457. Let's give you some practice. Pause your video and see if these 4 numbers have 6 as a factor, or that they are divisible by 6. Did you get yes, yes, no, no?